The Nuclear Power Plant Layers and Features bonus webinar will cover how to unlock certain nuclear power plant specific event and map features, how to utilize the USNRC pre-uploaded GIS files on the event map, creating NPP facilities and sampling locations, and how to view the NPP Map features via the mobile application. The Nuclear Power Plant Layers and Features is a unique capability in RadResponder. So there are native tools made specifically for nuclear power plant events in RadResponder. These features are not automatically enabled for all events, and they must be turned on per event. The map layers include the standard 2, 5, 10, and 50-mile EPZ, IPZ, and labeled sectors. We'll start by going over how to create a nuclear power plant event and how to unlock some of these certain features. So first, in order to create a nuclear power plant event or edit a pre-existing event to enable the nuclear power plant scenario, you must first have either the event creator or the event manager role. If you have the event creator role and you need to create a new event, you'll click Create from this green quick tile on the home page of RadResponder, and you'll be brought to that generic standard Create form. So once you fill out all of your required fields in the Create Event form, there's an optional scenario field, and this is where you'll select nuclear power plant from the dropdown. And if you already had an event, but you need to edit the event to become a nuclear power plant scenario, you can do so from the event details page and then click Edit to select the scenario from the dropdown. So now, once your event is classified as a nuclear power plant scenario, these specific NPP features are now quote-unquote unlocked for you. So utilizing the nuclear power plant layer that you just unlocked can be viewed from the event map itself. As you all know, every RadResponder event has its own unique event map. And in order to view those NPP features that we just unlocked, you need to now navigate to the event map. From here, just like always, you'll expand your orange layers menu and make sure you turn on that NPP guidance option. Now, if you do not see the NPP guidance option under your layers, that means your event is not a nuclear power plant scenario, so you can go back and edit your event like we just showed you. You'll then collapse the layers menu and then open the NPP options menu, and this is where you can turn on the 10-mile and 50-mile layers. So just as a note, the NPP layer will be generated around the event center or release point. So whatever you chose as your event center / release point at the time of event creation is where that nuclear power plant layer is going to be centered. You can then toggle on or toggle off the layer or layers you wish to display on your event map. For example, I have the 10-mile layer turned on and the 50-mile layer turned off. I can click on any of the radii to view the diameter and sector. So for example, if I click here, it's going to show me that I'm in the 2-mile radius of quadrant K. Here, if I click in the 10-mile radius, it's going to tell me that I am in quadrant L. Now I have the 50-mile layer turned on. And same thing goes with this. If I click on any of the sectors at any point, it's going to tell me the radius that I'm in and the quadrant. So I'm in the 50-mile radius of quadrant A right here. Along with the event map, aside from those nuclear power plant layers that you just saw from the event map, you can also add USNRC region GIS files on any event. This does not have to be a nuclear power plant specific event. If you open up and expand the GIS files layer from your event map, you'll see that there's this Choose Files option. So if you click into that, you'll be presented with a list of any GIS files you uploaded for this event, as well as events that were pre-uploaded. So under that source column, if you see system, that means this is available for all of the RadResponder events that you have. So from this GIS files list, there are those pre-uploaded USNRC GIS file overlays, which you see highlighted in green. If you want to display any or all of these on the map, you'll just tick those corresponding boxes and then click Continue. And once they're on the event map, you'll just click the ones that you want to actually display via the map, which you can see here. So I have the USNRC region 1, 2, 3, and 4 displayed on my event map. And these files were given to us by the NRC. And so we just made them available to you all through RadResponder. You can choose to display certain sites and the particular zones within them. So for example, if I'm looking at the USNRC Region 3, I can click that plus button next to it to expand my options. And I'll keep expanding under power reactors, and then Region 3, I'll expand sites, which I have highlighted in the second image. And then I will select the site that I want to display. So I can select all of them or just one. And so for this instance, I am just selecting Monticello. And from here, I can then choose to expand the 10-mile EPZ option and select Monticello, or the 50-mile IPZ option and select Monticello again. And so here now on the right-hand image, I am seeing the 10-mile and 50-mile protection zones. Next, I want to talk about facilities and sampling locations and how you can utilize them with your nuclear power plant events. So this is not particular for a nuclear power plant scenario. You can create facilities and sampling locations on both organization and event side, regardless of the type of event. But I do want to just quickly point out the benefit of classifying your facility as a nuclear power plant if it is indeed a nuclear power plant. So when you create a new facility, or if you're editing an existing one, you can choose the type to be nuclear power plant, which you can see highlighted here. The reason you can do this is that when you create a new facility on the organization side, you can then choose to automatically add these facilities to events that have the selected scenarios. What I've highlighted here is default event scenarios. And so if I add the nuclear power plant event scenario, anytime that event type is created, my facility is automatically going to be added, which you can see here. So this testing training event that I've highlighted in teal is a nuclear power plant event, and my South Bend training facility nuclear power plant has automatically been added. So this saves a step in the case of a real world scenario. For each nuclear power plant or facilities, you can upload your sampling locations. And so what I'm seeing here is the details page of a facility, and you can see that there is a create sampling location icon next to my sampling locations table. And I can add these individually if I would like, or I can bulk import them. So from that facilities detail page, I can click import sampling locations, and then I'll download the template file with instructions, which is going to bring me to an Excel spreadsheet. I'll fill out the name, either enter the lat long or the address of my sampling location, and then import it into RadResponder. So this is really useful if you have, say, a dozen or more sampling locations. It's a lot less time consuming to enter them in bulk than it is entering them individually. And the benefit of having these sampling locations associated with your facilities is that you can now associate your readings that you're collecting with those sampling locations. And this will then allow you to view a historical record of all the readings taken at that sampling location for analysis. So you can see trends, any anomalies, which is what you're seeing in this image. So now on the mobile side of things for the responder, so again, the mobile app is mostly for data collection, but there are some limited situational awareness tools on there, and that includes the nuclear power plant feature on the mobile app map. So from your nuclear power plant event, you'll open the event map and then open the filters, again, for your nuclear power plant enabled event. And from the filters, you can choose to toggle on the nuclear power plant layer. So if you toggle that on, you can then also choose which layers you want on. So if you want the 10-mile and 50-mile, you can toggle those on, which I have highlighted here. And then you can also choose to show facilities. So you can show all of your facilities for your organizations and your sampling locations. Now, if I click Save in the upper right-hand corner, all of my filters are now going to be applied to my event map. And I can see something very similar to what I was seeing on the website side, but here on the mobile app. I can tap on any of the sectors, just like we showed you earlier from the website, and it will tell you the radius and the sector. And I just want to quickly note that these sectors A through R are predetermined and they are not customizable. This is just part of that standard layering. You can click on any of the sampling location icons as well to view the name of the sampling location that you need to go to. And you can also, through the event space on the mobile app, you can navigate to that sampling location, so you can go and collect that data and then assign that data to the sampling location for that historical record. So you just click navigate to location, your device's navigation app, and then you'll get those driving or walking directions to that location. So that was pretty much the overview of the nuclear power plant layer and specific tools that you can unlock in RadResponder. We do have a step-by-step job aid on how to do everything I just showed you on this slide deck in the resource library. So if you go to the documents, user manuals, and job aids, and then open the event management folder, you'll see that there's an NPP layer guidance document. And we will also upload this video to the resource library as well and on our YouTube page. For any questions, please email us at support@radresponder.net. And again, you can always visit our resource library for a robust menu of tools, documents, videos, etc.